There are a lot of fantastic isometric RPGs from Pillars of Eternity all the way back to Baldur's Gate. But as amazing as those games are, I have to be honest with you, I'm not really a fan of them because I hate isometric RPGs. I know that sounds a bit like blasphemy, but I mean just look at this camera angle. It's so isometric. Why would they do that? It's terrible. But despite my hatred for the bird's eye view camera, there's one isometric game that's just so goddamn amazing that honestly, I don't really care. As a matter of fact, I would even say the camera choice was a pretty good one. And that's saying a lot from me. And the game that I'm talking about is Divinity Original Sin 2, the greatest isometric RPG that has ever been made. I first picked up Divinity 2 a few months ago, and at the time I had no intention of making a video on it. I just heard it was a pretty good game and thought it looked interesting. But now that the definitive edition is out, I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to talk about what turned out to be an amazing game. So let's go do it! The game begins with us creating our character, which is actually pretty extensive. I mean, you don't have a lot of facial options, but when it comes to making the type of guy that you want, there's a lot of choices. I mean, you got dwarves and elves and lizards and even skeletons, equipped with all the things you would expect a skeleton to have. And if you don't want to make a new character, you can even pick one of the preset options, which comes with their own backstories and dialogue choices in the game. Okay, so I think I've gone on a bit too much about creating your character, so I'm just gonna create mine real quick, and then we can move on. Alright, well this will probably only take me about a minute. I'm pretty quick when it comes to creating my character. Alright, I think I've finally created my guy. Lizard Boy. He's a lizard. Okay, so I've changed my mind. Instead, I'm gonna be this red lizard instead. I kinda like the lizards. And now that our mighty lizard is made, it's time for us to be... What? Captured? But I'm the Red Prince! This is an outrage!
Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
Oh yeah, well, leash this! Yeah, that showed her. Once the game actually starts, we find ourselves on a ship, and then a bunch of tentacles attack that ship. And if I know anything, it's where this goes next. That's right, the ship was destroyed. What'd you think was gonna happen?
Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh?
So anyway, after dealing with the tentacled monster, we find ourselves in the starting area of the game. And I'll tell you what, for a starting area, this place is jam-packed with stuff to do. Seriously, I spent like 10 hours just in this little section. And I'm not someone who likes to dilly-dally either. Usually when I play video games, I fly right through them, and rarely am I ever compelled to stop and bother with the side quests, because let's be honest, most of the time the side quests suck. They're always like, hey mister, could you go get my coffee cup from a bunch of bandits? And I'm like, no, just go buy a new coffee cup, you boron. Anyway, my point is Divinity 2 does not have stupid quests like that. Instead, they're all really fleshed out and interesting. And what makes it even better is there are so many different ways to approach these quests as well. Do you want to try and solve everything peacefully and avoid bloodshed? Or do you want to be a jerk and just hit people over the head no matter what the situation? Whatever you want, you can probably do it. But you have to be careful because what you do decide to do can drastically affect the outcome. Sometimes it's as simple as you don't get a good reward, and other times it can be as harsh as you don't even get to resolve the quest, which honestly is pretty good because it means you really have to think about what you want to do. You know, I mean, unless you made a save file so you can redo it over and over until you get what you want.
You have one chance, Godwoken. One.
Nah, don't worry about it, Jin dude. I could do this all day. Although personally, I just go for the peaceful option because it seems like the right thing to do. Plus, once the quest is over, I can just kill them to get some extra XP. You know what I'm saying?
I see it. You too follow a path consumed by fire.
That's right, talking statue. Wait a second, are you condescending me? Who are you to talk to me like that, you dumb rock? Wait a second, what's this pet pal skill? Wait, you can talk to animals? Oh man, this is gonna be great! I can only imagine what enlightening things these guys have to say. Alright, let's see here, what does Fluffball the Wabbit have to say?
I'm a wabbit.
Huh. Yeah, I guess I should have seen that coming. Well, maybe this crab will be more enlightening.
Coloured like a dog. A very pink, very long dog. I'd pity you, but Sceptre the Ineffable has no patience for weakness.
Wow, what a crabby crab. I'm sorry I even bothered.
You should be honoured that I would even talk to you. I am the most powerful sorcerer to have ever scuttled upon this shore.
Yeah, whatever, screw you, crab, I'm outta here. Now, as it turns out, the Pet Pal skill is for far more than just a few funny lines of dialogue, because quite a few of these furry friends are actually quest givers, such as this talking rooster who wants me to kill cute little Peeper here. But quite honestly, I just can't pull myself to do that. I mean, just look at this guy. He's adorable.
Kill him now or he will get kill us all later.
No, I could never hurt little Peeper. Oh no. Peeper, what happened to you? I guess I'll just have to kill you and get that sweet, sweet XP. So I suppose this is about as good a time as any to start talking about the combat, and let me tell you, it's pretty good. But if you're expecting the fast-paced action that you might find in a game like Diablo, then think again, because this game is a true RPG, which means turn-based tactical combat. And in my opinion, that's great. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen turn-based combat in a game, and to see it here just makes me happy. I mean, Divinity is not a fast-paced game, so Diablo-style combat would not have made any sense in my opinion. Also, like any true RPG, the combat in this game depends on quite a bit of RNG, which means the amount of damage isn't going to be the same for every hit. Also, your turns are based on your stats as well, so if you're an idiot like me and forgot to put anything into initiative, then you're gonna have a bad time. But I'm not worried, because no one can touch me through my impenetrable bucket helmet. Wait a second. Initiative -2? Oh no! Alright, so I've said a lot of really positive things about this game so far, and if you know me, then you're probably waiting for me to start listing off all the things that bugged me, because usually, I have quite a list. But I have to be honest with you, there just isn't that much that bothered me. I mean, sure, I did mention that I hate isometric camera angles in the beginning of the video, but in this case, I think it makes a lot of sense. Sure, it would be nice if I could pan the camera up a little bit when running around so I could actually see where I'm going, but overall, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, and I guess there was that one time where rather than dialogue, the game showed me this. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I don't think it's supposed to look like that. Oh, you know what? I do have something that ticked me off. If you're using a controller in the definitive edition and you go into selector mode, you can't click to move your character anymore. What the hell is up with that? Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing, but I could not get him to move around. So there, that's my big gripe. Honestly, at the end of the day, this game is just really fantastic and super well polished. And now that the definitive edition is out, somehow this game is even better. Also, if you're wondering how this game plays with a controller, I can tell you it plays pretty well. I actually kind of prefer it over the old-fashioned mouse and keyboard. So if you were thinking about getting this game, then I mean, you probably should, because you probably really enjoy it. And you'd have me to thank for it. Because, I mean, that is why I do all this stuff. So that way you will have to thank me. I mean, that is what YouTube is all about, right? I think so. However, if you don't like it, then I can 100% guarantee you that I will not give you your money back, so have fun. And if you're interested, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also hit that weird bell icon so that every time I make an upload or a post, your phone buzzes and tricks you into thinking it was something important.